Here we go. Number 50, Bob.
Wow, way back.
Laney High School, Wilmington, North Carolina. Michael Jordan did not make varsity until his junior year. You may recall in his Hall of Fame speech, he's very bitter about that. A dunk from the young MJ. He would average 25 points per game his final 2 seasons and then go to North Carolina.
49 April 1987, 61 against the Hawks to get 3,000 in the season. He became the first player since Wilt Chamberlain to accomplish that feat. That was April of 87, number 49.
January of 02, the Wizards versus the Bulls. Jordan playing against the Bulls. Remember, he needed 15 points to reach 30,000, finally getting on the second of 2 free throws. He joined Kareem, Karl, and Wilt as the only players to reach 30,000.
Number 47, Wizards and Bulls. Back against his former team for the first time. The Wizards won 77-69. Jordan had 16 on 7 of 21 shooting.
Number 46, this came at the All-Star game in Cleveland, February of 97. He became the first player to post a triple-double in the history of these festivities. 14 points, game-high 11 boards, and a game-high 11 assists. He also had 2 steals, helping the East beat the West. 132-120 was the score.
The geography continues. The 30,000-point game in 2002.
Look at Jordan go up and steal it off the glass. Tremendous defensive play. Can you believe that?
You better believe it. Wizards hold on for the 6-point win.
Number 44, March of 95, Bulls at the Pacers. Jordan's first game back after his first retirement. He had 19 points while grabbing 6 rebounds and handing out 6 assists as well. The Pacers would win this game 103-96, but Michael Jordan was back.
The entire 95-96 season, he averaged 30.4, 4.3 assists. The Bulls broke the record of 69 regular season wins, getting number 70 in Milwaukee in April of that year.
The Bulls do what no team has done before.
They finished a staggering 72-10.
Number 42, the 1985 Slam Dunk Competition. Look at how young he looks.
Child.
Gosh, he was a kid. Awesome display. Jordan would eventually lose, though, to Dominique Wilkins from the Hawks in the finals. But see, again, this is when the stars did it, Bob.
Yes. Doesn't happen anymore. Down to number 41. Game 2 of the first-round playoffs. Bulls, Hawks, 93. Final seconds. Yes, sir. Bulls won at 117-102. Jordan finished with 29. We're going to count down the top 50, 10 by 10 between now.
And we're starting at the top, February 21st, 2003. Wizards facing the Nets. Remember, he was a Wizard at this point. Michael Jordan becomes the only player over 40, that's a great age, to ever score 40-plus points in a game. He was 18 for 30, 43 points, 10 boards, 3 assists, 4 steals, and a block on February 21st, 2003. Wow, almost 10 years ago.
How about baseball? Remember the exhibition game White Sox-Cubs, April of '94 against Chuck Krim? Ties the game with an RBI double at Wrigley. Gets the standing of the game. Of course, they didn't have to play it out. Ended in a 4-4 draw. Great, might have been his best moment as a baseball player.
I didn't even consider there might be baseball moments in this stuff.
I remember that vividly. That was
yeah. Let's go back to Chapel Hill many moons ago. He was at North Carolina from 81 to 84. His junior season, he led the ACC in scoring, 19.4 per contest, named ACC Player and Athlete of the Year, named Best Male Athlete in ACC history in 02, Bob.
Against the Clippers, 1984. Watch this shot and the foul. What'd you think of that one, Michael?
Well, I'm happy for it that it went in. I'm not saying that I knew it was going in. I just threw it up there to get a shooting foul, and it went in.
The old sports arena, and it went in. 20 points he had that night, a 104-100 victory.
87-88 season, Jordan wins Defensive Player of the Year honors. Here, this is number 36. He became the first player in history to win Defensive Player of the Year and MVP. In the same season, he'd lead the league with 3.2 steals per game, not to mention averaging 35 points on 53% shooting.
Remember the Dream Team. He averaged 14.9. That was a lot on that team.
Yeah.
The only member of the squad to start all 8 games. Win over Croatia for the gold. Greatest aggregation of basketball players ever put away, but he covered the logo with the flag. Remember that moment?
Oh, yes. Staying with our Olympic theme, August 10th, 84, Jordan's first Olympics. he would lead Team USA to an 8-0 record. Perfect record, and this one, of course, in Los Angeles for the gold. He finished with 20 points in that gold medal game against Spain.
Coached by Bob Knight. How about we recognize 3 years, 91 through 93, the first player in history to win Finals MVP 3 consecutive seasons. The streak ended in 94 when he was out of the game when Hakeem won it, but 3 straight championships.
June of 91, Bulls-Lakers Game 5 of the finals.
I've never shown my emotions publicly like this. It's been boiling inside of me for 7 years, and it had to come out.
Michael Jordan averaging 31.2 points in those 91 finals.
At the free throw line against the Nuggets in 91, he says, hey, Mutombo, this one's for you, baby. He hits a free throw with his eyes closed.
Take that.
You know, it's not nice.
Number 30 as the countdown continues, 88, first round of the playoffs, Bulls and Cavs, and he would average, Bob, 45.2 points per game in this series, scoring at least 50 in the first 2 games. They go up 3-2 and advance to take on the Pistons. That's sick.
Ever have the stomach flu, though, and you know how weak you feel? Could you play an NBA playoff game? He did. April 19th, 1988. 47 points against the Knicks, 20 in the first half. The Bulls emerged victorious in that game. One of several times that Jordan, ill, just went out and got the business done.
January 31st, 2002, Jordan's Wizards versus the Cavaliers. Wiz down 1.6 seconds to play. Watch.
Jordan the jumper. Got it! Yes! He got it at the buzzer! Jordan does it to Cleveland again!
The shot yet again for Jordan against the Cavs. Wizards win by 1. The fist pump. It's familiar.
Remember his first appearance at Madison Square Garden? Oh, man, he's a child. 84, the steal and cradle it. Here it comes. He had so many remarkable moments at 7th Avenue and 33rd. The Bulls won that game. Jordan had 33.
This is Eastern Conference Semis, Game 3, Bulls and Knicks back in 92. Very physical game. He gets that bucket and one. And look at the emotion as he comes back down to earth. The Bulls win 94-86. Not done with this series yet, though, Bob.
Game 7. This is a brutal physical series. Look at the hustle. Makes the basket. Steals the inbounds pass. Loses the ball. And comes back. Xavier McDaniel, I'm going, no, you're not. Bulls won Game 7 in the series, and look into those eyes, you can see why.
Number 24, March of 98, Bulls and Knicks again. Jordan driving and comes up with this. That's when it's just not fair. And the reaction, licking the fingers, 42 points that night.
Eastern semifinals, Game 4 in 93 against the Cavs. Yes, sir. As time expires, 103-101. Remember that shot forever.
Oh, yes.
Iconic.
22, March of 90. Jordan would have the Cavs number once again. He'd score 69 points this time, 18 rebounds. You got to apologize to the city of Cleveland a lot in this countdown.
Yeah, don't you?
Both of those were career highs. Bulls defeat the Cavs in overtime. It was a close game despite 69 points, 4-point win.
And he goes back to the Garden in 95, remember he wore 45 for a while in his first comeback. 55 against the Knicks, dropped that double nickel in front of Spike Lee and the guys. The Bulls won it. You continue counting down. We're down to number 21 with a whole bunch of plays left to go on Michael's 50th birthday. And here we go. Let's start with number 20. March 8th, 1998. Bulls and Knicks. Jordan wearing a pair of vintage Air Jordans. Got to be the shoes. Going to the hoop. Blocked by Charles Oakley, but that still flips it into the basket. The Bulls win comfortably. Jordan's final game as a Bull in Madison Square Garden. Take that.
Let's go back a few years, October 27th, 1984. Yes, his rookie season. The baby, Michael Jordan. Watch. Just never ceased to amaze from day one, really. The Bucks would win this one, 108-106, but how about that dunk?
How about number 18, June 7th of 98, the finals, Game 3, Bulls and Jazz, under Greg Ostertag.
You know, remember?
I don't need no stinking gravity. Years before the musical on Broadway, he was defying gravity. Bulls won it.
March of 95, here's number 17, Jordan wearing number 45 against the Hawks. Bulls are down 1. Listen to this.
Jordan for the win. Yes! He did it again! He is now back! Holy
Yes, he is. His 32 points in just his 4th game back from retirement.
That was 17. This is number 16, June 16th, 1993, the finals, Game 4, Bulls and Suns. 55 points, 4 assists, Kobe. Bulls won Game 4 and the series in 6 for their 3rd consecutive NBA championship, and the world was his oyster.
Let's go back to number 15 here, 1987 slam dunk competition. It's in Seattle. Jordan scored a 50 on his 3rd dunk in the semis. Look at that. En route to his 1st title, he would defeat whom? Jerome Christie.
Saw that live. You'll remember. Number 14, Game 6, the finals, Bulls and Jazz. Under 12 seconds to go. Steve Kerr. Yeah, not every killer moment was in his hands, and Kerr proved it there. The Bulls win Game 6. They seal their 5th NBA championship.
Love it.
Coming up.
Love it. Number 13, February 16th, 1991. Bulls and the Nets. Sound up.
Jordan past Petrovic. Wow! Oh, yes, yes, yes. The last one.
Yes, 26 points. Those are 2 big ones from Jordan there as the Bulls win 99-87.
June 1st, 97. Game 1 of the finals, Bulls and Jazz. Brian Russell, you're watching. Jordan scored. Bulls won Game 1. They eventually, of course, won the 97 championship. This will be continued the next year.
1989. This is number 11, Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals, Bulls and Pistons. Jordan with the steal off of Bill Laimbeer. Got to get that name in, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Keeps it in bounds, and then there's that. Flipping the ball up and in the bucket. Look at Chuck Daly. He's probably still in shock. Pistons would. This is number 10. It's getting juicier by the moment. 92. Basketball championship in the NCAAs. New Orleans, Superdome, UNC, Georgetown. As a freshman, Jordan would lead the Heels 16 points, including, the game winner.
This is going to be a tough act for you to follow, isn't it?
It is. I got 3 years to do it, and hope I at least can do it again.
Tom Mees asking that question.
God bless him.
Carolina defeating Georgetown 63-62 for the title.
Of course, there was that Fred Brown turnover as well. We're at number 9. Slam dunk in 88. Trying to avenge the loss to Dominique Wilkins 3 years earlier. Yeah, he did it. Defending his dunk title he won the year before in Seattle. Home court advantage, the only other back-to-back slam dunk winners since Jordan, Jason Richardson, and Nate Robinson. With a flourish. Excuse me while I kiss the rim.
All right, 3 years later. This is April of 91, Eastern Conference, first-round playoffs. This is top play number 8. Game 3, Bulls and Knicks. It's at the Garden. Michael Jordan. Baseline, spins, and dunks. Patrick who?
Oh, man.
103-94. Bulls would close out the series. That season was another good one for them, huh, Bob?
Posters on sale in the lobby. All right, let's talk about 91. Bulls hosting the Lakers in Game 2 of the NBA Finals. That's where we find moment number 7. The infamous switch hands goes with this. No, I'm going with the left hand. You saw it live, still don't believe it.
My main thought was to go up and dunk the basketball. But I saw Sam Perkins standing right there underneath the basket, and I thought he was going to jump. So, in expecting him to jump, I just changed hands instinctively and got the shot off.
Instinct, defying gravity. No one else could have performed that shot. Sorry, LeBron, not yet at least.
Number 6, June of 92, Game 1 of the Finals, Bulls and Trailblazers. Jordan was on fire in the first half of this game. If you forgot, here's the reminder. Hitting 3 after 3 after 3, set a record with 35 points in the first half of an NBA Finals, tying a record with 6 made threes in the first half. After the 6th one, remember, we call it the shrug. You know, at some point, you just have to say, I don't know. I don't understand it either.
He looked right over at the NBC broadcasters. Marvin, the guy says, I don't know what's fueling.
What can I say? 39 points as the Bulls would win 122-8.
We counted down from 5 to number 1. Number 5, Father's Day, 96. Game 6 of the NBA Finals against the Sonics. Jordan led the team, 22 points. The Bulls closing out the Sonics, 87-75. Jordan wins his 4th title, his first since coming out of that first retirement. And after the game, the emotions just flowing. on the locker room floor as he remembers his father on Father's Day in 1996, James Jordan. Michael's dad was killed 3 years earlier, and the celebration tinged with remembrance and memories on the occasion, 96.
Number 4, Boston, April 20th, 1986. First round of the playoffs. Game 2 here. Jordan would score 63 against the Celtics. Most points scored by a player in a postseason game. A record that still stands. Thank you very much. The Celtics would win the game and the series in 3, but 63 points, what?
Oh, man. Number 3, 89. 6-seed Bulls, 3-seed Cavs. Bulls down 1 with 11 to go. And Jordan puts up the winning jumper. Chicago took the lead. Jordan wins the game for the Bulls, right? Well, not so fast. The ensuing possession for Cleveland. Elo inbounds Larry Nance. Back to Elo. Lays it in with 3 seconds to go. The Cavs had the lead. All right, Craig Elo, you better get back under the pillow because here it comes, the ensuing possession that has lived forever.
Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win it! They win it! Set the Cleveland Cavaliers. Michael Jordan hits it at the foul line.
Well, there you go. You remember it forever, the emotions on the surface.
Number 2, Bob, it's the flu game, June of 97. Game 5 of these finals, Jordan. He had a 103-degree fever. Look at him. It was almost hard to watch because of the shape he was in, but he still helped the Bulls secure a win over the Jazz in Game 5. 38 points, giving them a 3-2 series edge, and 2 days later, they take home title number 5. That was phenomenal.
Here's number 1, and fans voted on the top 10. This was your top 1. Jordan's last season with the Bulls, Game 6 of the finals. Bulls down 1 to the Jazz. Stockton to Malone. Jordan reaches in for the steal, and then moments later, separating himself from Brian Russell, his last shot as a Bull, and the title.
The final shot would have never happened without the steal. In a 15-second, 20-second span, you saw both capabilities of what Michael Jordan's all about, defense and then offense.
There you, I remember watching this in Paris at the World Cup. Could not believe what I was seeing. Punctuating his stay in Chicago, yet another ring,